transfer over to the other pump, okay? And you have to come down and figure out, because obviously a seal leak, they don't want to be running the pump, and if it's an over temperature, that means that pump got hot in there for some reason. It means it's been running for one hell of a long time down there to get into over temperature, because they sit underwater all the time. So if that thing goes into over temp, that pump's been running for a while. There's some kind of a problem. Why was it running for a while? Is a float hung up? You know, do we have some reason for the float? Because nobody's going in there every day looking at those float switches. You know, they're going to rely on that beacon light outside and what they see on the front of this panel, okay? But those are indications of the pump itself. Something happened to that pump. Over temperature, it ran for a long time, or seal leak, the seal that's in there. And what do they have? I think there's 2 chambers in there. If you get seal leak, that pump will still run, but it's telling you there's one more barricade before you get into the motor. They want to get that thing corrected, so they take it out, have the seals redone, put it back in again. Of course, I've seen them also, the pump lasts 10, 15 years down the road and they get a seal leak. Sometimes it's just as cheap to go out and buy a brand new pump rather than have the seal fixed, but you know, that's their option, what they want to do. And again, elapsed time meters tell you how long each one's run. Other than that, there ain't a hell of a lot you're going to do on this, because I don't think there's anybody that's going to go in here and start replacing components if something fails, you know what I'm saying? They'd call Boydco up and say, you know, geez, I got a problem, come on down here and take a look, and we will fix it. That's all I got, unless you guys have any questions.
You can see right inside the impeller. There you go. They're a cutting type impeller, so you should have plug-in problems. Red.
What? A lot smaller.
He's pulling up, and these pull relatively straight. These are nothing like that. 2-inch rails, I know you were talking about water rails. They wiggle, they rattle, these things hold pretty tight. There's very, very little maintenance on it. You've got the control with our seal fail, hold the camera, but whatever's going on with this wood.
Steve,
It's got both.
how much oil does it take?
Oh, I think it's 0.875 liters.
Liters.
If I remember correctly.
Is it possible to overfill it?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to be careful?
Yeah, you overfill it, you more seal out. About 28 ounces. You can use regular motor oil. We use mineral oil. We use straight motor oil. Environmentally friendly. Find the mineral oil in college. You can't sell it. After 40 years, you can't. It's not here.
What you're saying is every year that you put it on.
Every year is checked. Once or twice a year.
Just
Depends on the
add
hour.
to it? Is that-
Check it. You don't have to add to it.
Oh,
Check
check
it.
it.
Yeah, see if there's any filtration. Just find water in there, drain it out, refill it.
Get water.
Okay. No, you won't go into the motor.
You said it.
It's, the motor's dry. It's a dry chamber.
Yeah.
It's just a button. You have to roll it.
There's another seal in there. You can
Oh,
have
double
seal
seal.
leak and still be running.
Oh, yeah, that's still running. Sure.
Well, although on this thing, you want it out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna, you can have this in the mark right there. That's oil out. And on this side here, you've got oil in. And they are marked, can't burn up the casing. I measure my oil, theoretically, you fill it to the end, and it's not supposed to overfill it. I don't trust it. I do all my, everything I do through the out. I don't even use the end. Fill it through the out, I empty it through the out, and I measure my oil. Your parts list, each pump's got one. They're individualized, serial numbers are on them, and they go with each pump. Anything that is in that pump is in this book. It's not a generic book, it's usually made from pumpkin gas. Like the cereal.
No oil level.
No, there's no oil left, in and out, that's all it is.
There's a shim on the bottom.
There's the impeller is actually on a conical sleeve, which means you can adjust them up and down. What we do is, they would think probably a quarter of a millimeter. You bring them right down so you almost touch the bottom plate.
It's chocolate, cut up.
No cut about it.
There is.
This?
Yeah, these are
I said we got more faults.
And if you want to take this, you want to unstrap it, I'll unstrap it. Show you the bottom. It's up to you. Okay.
Only gonna get stored that way, anyway.
Want to cut it?
You got a cutter? Sure.
My foreman was prepared, he had it in mind.
There's a release group built in hand, you can feel it. And then the big jams up and spits it back out.
The other one, we have a fire.
Oh, okay. No, this is, you don't need like no plans. And that's what you want. You want this tight together. But the end of the impeller is the last half inch before we can hit Rockwell 45 out. They hold up quite well. They don't like rocks. The Rockwell 45, they're shadows. They're so hard, they'll end up shadows to get a good size rock on it. And the sand isn't going to bother, but you start getting stones in there that are big. There's a good possibility they can hunt up in Colorado. But they're nice, you can adjust, if you do get wear in the impeller, you can actually adjust them back down. It's not like the old style impeller that starts wearing, you throw it out and replace it, you bring it back down, it flows back right where it should be. They come out with these, Christ, maybe 10 years ago.
The other one, they had shims in there. Bottom ones are, take a shim out.
Which one?
It's not about the,
Sometimes there's a shim.
it's not about when they drain those on there. No, they're not what?
Well, we have a few that have shims, so. We do have a few, most of them don't.
No, that's a better idea.
Oh, it is?
You can adjust the blade and pull out the bottom.
Things are adjustments, and then M6 screw in here. You loosen it up, only color down as far as it is, tighten it back up, roll it. You get it down to flex. When you tighten it up, it usually pulls it up another 30 seconds of it in, and you get the clearance. It is that simple. It is that simple. But you'll have very little plugging problems. It cuts very, very well. I did one in Plymouth. They're called out, problem, blah, 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 pump's not pumping where it should be. Where's your lifting cable? There's only 7.5 horse pumps. Stainless steel lifting cable is this much on the pump. It went through the pump, cut it into little pieces. Went through their check valve and destroyed the check valve. But the pump, it didn't damage the impeller. It was like, okay. They cut the stainless steel, 3/16 quarter-inch wire rope into shreds. Sent it up the line into little tiny pieces. And they do hold up well. Any other questions, Tom? I don't want some doodle, unfortunately. You get a real bad plug and you want to, and you shouldn't, but you pull these 4 bolts out, lift the whole motor unit right off. Motor and impeller, the whole thing comes out to the inside. You shouldn't have to. Most times you see, anything jammed up, you're going to see it right at the bottom.
They had a problem with this when we first started up. They got a rope caught on one of them.
Did they?
Yeah, about this long piece of rope.
Yeah.
Got caught and that jammed that baby right up.
Did it wrap around there? Did you
Oh,
cut it?
wrapped around like unbelievable.
Usually they cut them up.
We pulled it up and they pulled the rope right out of it.
Yep. Yeah.
Remember the kind of,
They wire rope. They can wire rope. Cut it into shreds. Cut the wire rope. How big was the rope that was jammed there?
About maybe 3/8 inch.
Really?
Yeah.
And how long it was?
Fiber rope. It was a fiber rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually they'll chop it up.
I got a picture of it.
Usually they'll chop it into pieces and send it up the line.
That thing was wrapped tight like a
Was it?
drum
Okay.
around that baby.
You may have chopped some of it. That might have been the last of it.
Oh, it chopped some of it up.
Yeah. It was
It was
just,
such a piece. It just
Yeah.
it found it.
Well, a lot of times, it's in between cycles, start shutting down, that's when you end up with all sorts of plugs.
Yeah.
You get something, before it can pass it or cut it up, you shut down, you'll never start it again.
Then it goes to start, it starts.
It's not gonna
Lines
run.
right in.
Then you're done, yeah. Usually you're up to speed, it cuts things up very well.
By right, that normally wouldn't be in there.
It shouldn't be, no, no. Shouldn't be getting rope in there.
But it was on top of the site, they had it, and then somehow it ended up in the pit.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Right in.
But I mean, and you guys did it, I mean, you pulled it out, pulled the rope out, turned it back on, and
Right.
it's exactly what it should be, so.
Usually you try to reverse them, but if they,
I wouldn't reverse these, or on a conical sleeve, you'll spin the impeller off.
really,
Yep,
that's,
yep, do not try to reverse it. I mean, you might get away with it, you can also loosen the impeller will just sit there, the motor will spin.
and
Yep,
be running like a big dog, and nothing will be
nothing's
pumping.
gonna happen, exactly right, so it's like, not something you wanna try to do with these. There's no key on these, they're just a conical sleeve. Makes life a lot easier when you go to work on them,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
everything apart.
Yeah,
But the way they're designed, every time they start, they actually tighten the impeller bolt, so they'll never loosen up on them.
you ever see them put them in with anything other than stainless steel rails?
They use galvanized rails once in a
They
while.
don't hold up as well, though, do they?
You know what, they've lived for about 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
They actually hold up quite well. I think the price of stainless dropped a few years back. Everybody kind of converted to stainless.
Even the chains on them.
They use
If you
stainless.
go with a Galvy chain, when you go back 4 or 5 years later,
That can be gone, I've seen those disappear.
you start pulling that pump up, and all of a sudden the damn thing drops down in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, when I lift them, I don't even use a chain. I use a hook and just grab the handle and pull on the phone. I got the crane, that's why.
Most jobs ask for them.
They do ask for that or a wire rope, and it's like,
I'd rather have the chain than the rope.
I would too, I guess. I mean, you can always get them out with a chain. But I hook them. I use my crane and just hook the handles. I find it well. You guys end up getting a truck. They'll do the same thing. You start lifting with the chain, you got to rehook, and
Yeah,
bring it
yeah,
down.
yeah.
You hook the handle up, you pull it out in one
That's
shot,
right,
put it
yeah.
back in one shot, you're done. Quick and easy.
Okay.
There's not a lot of room, unfortunately. You get the curves with them. I mean, they're not bad, 560 gallons a minute, 8 feet ahead.
The simple stations, simple pumps, simple control. It's been running for 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, it is simple. It's a dummy part of the system right there, it just spins. Doesn't know the difference. Send power to it, spin around.
You're gonna melt, right?